Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
Well, let's just get it out of the way and put it to bed.
Okay.
I broke a microphone in Top Tree Studio. Everyone has brought it up to me. Everyone has not let me forget it. So I would like to just put it on wax, press it, and ship it, and just say, yeah, I broke a fucking mic.
Yeah, they're calling it a Glazer. When there was a TV broken at an event here the other day, and Mark was like, yeah, it got glazered.
I'm now a word that means broken.
Yeah,
I'm a verb.
Yep.
I'm a broken verb.
Yeah, your verb means to fuck something up to the point where it is no longer useful.
Damn.
Got glazered.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Damn it. I thought I would just say sorry, but now, no, I'm not sorry at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all need to fix your lives.
No, everyone around here knows that you break things.
I did.
Yeah.
Wow. And now I'm also being blamed for a TV and life.
Yep.
Unreal, man.
What do you think? What would you like glazered to mean if you had your choice?
Like always hits a 3-pointer, swish, no rim.
Oh, that guy glazers on the court?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or just in life, in comedy and life?
Yeah, he's just full of swishes in life. His
Yeah.
whole life is a swish.
A swish.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I wish it was.
What would Gibson be?
A Gibson?
You got Gibsoned. Feels like you got like punched in the head or something.
It does
you know
sound
what I
like a
mean?
Gibson. Yeah, you got Gibsoned.
Yeah, I got Gibsoned. I got or like shoved coming out of a bar or something, like
Gave you a Gibson.
surprise attack from the side.
It does. It sounds like an elbow to the ribs.
Yeah.
A Gibson.
Yeah, I got like thumped in the gut.
So if you get glazered and Gibsoned,
you get broken and then punched? No, I don't want it to be that. I want it to be like a swish and a kiss.
A swish and a kiss.
Yeah, I would like Gibson to mean like a little nice kiss on the cheek, like from a friend.
Oh, that's a nice
friendly
Gibson.
cheek peck. I did have a terrible ex write a song about me that was called Gibson, and it wasn't good.
Before we get into it, what up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
So good. Welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone. This is a podcast about comedy,
Cannabis,
culture,
cooking,
calling shit out,
and good relationships with fun people.
Yeah, Casey's.
Like Meredith Casey.
Yeah, our VIB this week.
Our beautiful guest.
So can you just give me a snippet of the lyrics of a Gibson tune?
I can't remember what the whole deal was, but he was just super mad because we'd had an awful breakup, and then I had slept with someone else after we broke up. Like we were not in a relationship
That's
anymore.
legal.
And
as much as it hurts, it's legal.
Yep. And I hooked up with someone else, and he wrote this whole song called Gibson about like how I was like, it was like I'm ordering a Gibson, trying on another man's jacket. I don't even know. He was like a bad songwriter.
I was just going to say, it's like a bad,
yeah,
song.
It's terrible and stupid. But he did send it to me. He put it on SoundCloud and sent it to me. And he was like, here you go. And I was like, whatever. Ew. Dude, what are you, 13? This was like a 40-year-old man. Yeah. Seriously, like, please.
I mean, like most great art comes from pain, but I think one of the worst things is when someone is not a good artist trying to make art for their pain. That to me is equally as heartbreaking.
Right. Well, arguably this person actually was a good artist who had some success as an artist and had made cool stuff. But it doesn't matter how good an artist you are if you're making something from a bad place, from a place of fear, like we talk with Meredith about. Like, if you're making, it doesn't matter how great you are. If you're making something that's from a weird, bad place, that thing is never going to be cool or good. And that song was definitely not. It was like, yo, what's up?
I don't even want to go find it because
No.
I can imagine that it's just hack.
I think he took it down. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
got
don't
3
know.
streams.
Google it and let me know.
All from him.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How was the rebound sex?
Rebound sex is like, it's so tricky. I wish I could say that it was great. It actually was great. And it was great in the sense that it was exactly what I needed in that moment, which was to sort of like, dust off that old relationship and just be like, now I'm out in the world again. And that's what it was. So
that's most rebound sex, right? It's never
Right.
it's never with someone where you're like, oh, finally we can be together.
yeah.
That's never what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, I need to dust I need to like shake the blanket.
I need to shake out this picnic blanket
Yeah.
and resettle it for new ants. I did like I'm not a hooky uppy kind of person. Like I haven't had very many hookups in life. That one was definitely like it was extremely intentional because I was like I really truly just need to Listerine this mouth out or whatever. I don't even know.
Can I give you
mixed
one?
metaphors. Yes, please give me one.
Clean the blood out of the.
Ew.
Okay.
I needed to. Well, the other time that I did have a hookup was when I went to Greece, and my friend Allison was like, I was like just in the fucking ashes of a relationship, and Allison was like, "You're gonna go do like a Stella got her groove back moment," and I have never seen that movie, but I did go to Greece, and there was this like one moment at this hostel with this beautiful young guy, and he just like gave me a ton of compliments and just made me feel great. And I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I'm never going to see this person again. And this is kind of like a perfect moment to
That's awesome.
allow myself to feel good through someone's eyes who like truly has no context for me other than like, he just thinks I'm cool.
Yeah.
And so that was really nice. But yeah, I think that like a well-timed hookup with, safe with, really no strings attached can just be super therapeutic.
Yeah.
That
is good therapy.
I think you do know, right?
I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of my rebounds have been exactly that. Like therapeutic, no strings attached.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably not even going to talk to each other again, to be honest.
Right.
Like it was like, yep, right. We get it. Okay.
Mutually
see you later.
agreed upon.
Yep.
Good.
Thanks.
Good job, us.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to like rinse out the Ziploc after the sandwich has been in there for a really long time. How's that? Is that a good one?
I just throw that Ziploc away.
I want to shout out SUMO Snacks.
Yes.
As we do our news this week. Can we double dip?
Let's double dip.
Double dip some chips?
Some SUMO Snacks sponsoring the Grub Gazette. And they are so fantastic. They've sent us all these amazing flavors. They've got ranch. They've got classic cheese. They've got spicy. They're coming out with some new flavors that I'm really excited about that we haven't tried yet.
Yeah.
And they have these 10 milligram bags right now. They're launching 100 milligram bags as well, which is... very exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
100 mg bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I will tap the crumbs into my mouth.
Perfect for a picnic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's such a. So we'll do like if you live in LA, there's like movies in the cemetery that you can go to
at the Hollywood Forever
at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is cool because like you can see like Marilyn Monroe's grave if you're into that.
Yep.
and to bring a big thing of SUMO Snacks to watch a movie in the cemetery would be
awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, because you can't technically smoke, but so it's perfect, like an opportunity to bring some edibles to a movie night. It's like choice, and you can walk there from my neighborhood.
Yeah, and if you don't live in LA, just go to the cemetery.
Yeah, just go to the cemetery and get high.
Bring some SUMO Snacks to your favorite cemetery.
Commune with the ancestors.
Yeah,
it's a good thing to do.
It actually is a good thing.
It's a very good thing to do. Communing with the ancestors, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Oh, and they are also have free
talk
samples.
To dead people.
Eat some edibles. Talk to dead people. That's all we need to say. What's the news this week, Mary Jane?
You were going to say free samples. If you go to sumosnacks.com, you can get non-medicated free samples. And
of every flavor.
And they're fucking awesome.
They are fucking awesome.
So the Grub Gazette this week is a very fun story, which is that Minnesota accidentally legalized THC edibles.
Unbelievable.
I'm reading this from Mother Jones. The headline says, Minnesota just legalized edibles after a Republican didn't read the bill. So basically, THC-infused edibles and beverages are now legal in Minnesota because this law was passed. It was included in a Health and Human Services funding bill, and the measure got through because a key Republican state senator who co-chaired the committee that passed it didn't read the text closely enough. He thought it was just regulating existing CBD products that were sourced from hemp that wouldn't get you high. There's a great quote in here. He says, I thought we were doing a technical fix, and it winded up having a broader impact than I expected. Supposedly, after the whole House and Senate voted unanimously for the amendment, then this senator said, well, that doesn't legalize marijuana. We didn't just do that. And they were like, actually, you did. And then another Democratic state representative said, oh, are you kidding? Of course you have. Of course you have. It just must have been a whole hullabaloo. Like, wait, what did we just do?
Man, I love our elected officials just falling into the right, side of history.
It's
accidentally.
fantastic. It's, so there are definitely some definitions that will have to come to legalize who can actually sell said edibles. But currently,
he's not going to read that. So just whatever you think is right, throw it across his desk.
It's the only state in America that has legalized only edibles for recreational use. And it's kind of fantastic. It's a bright spot in some stormy, weird days with national news.
Right.
So this is pretty great.
Oopsie daisy.
Whoops.
The oopsie daisy amendment.
How about that?
That's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't read it. And then I said, I'm in.
Yeah, I didn't read the thing that I'm voting on. That's so crazy. And I feel like probably fairly common, definitely more common than we realize.
Well, every time some documents get released, it's always like 200 pages of very small print. I'm like, no government official is reading this before it's getting passed. There's no way Mitch McConnell, like with his old crypt keeper fucking hands, is reading 200 pages of anything.
No, Yertle the Turtle has interns do that, and they are underpaid and overworked. So something will get through.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in this case, TSUMO Snacks and edibles.
Yeah, TSUMO Snacks, now legal in Minnesota. I mean, I don't read the terms and conditions of like you buy anything and you have to read all of that insane, and you're like, it's fine. And then you sign it. And then sometimes, I mean, I know you've had that experience of signing something where you're like, oh, fuck, what did I just do? I've also had that experience.
Yeah. And also that's so crazy. It is a terms and conditions and you're just like, accept.
Oh, well.
Because like, what am I going to do? Go right to Apple and be like, hey, I redlined your terms and conditions for podcast downloads?
I did have a cool typo in a contract that wasn't read carefully enough on the part of my landlord. I was living in this amazing apartment in Chelsea, and they were trying to get us to move out because someone had bought the building and they wanted to tear it down, which they ultimately did. But we got an extra year in the building because of a typo, because they had fucked up the like move out or renewal date of some, I can't remember what it was, but it was a date fuck up on their part that they had then signed. And my boyfriend Scott at the time had really carefully gone through it, and he was like, there's got to be something in this lease where we can like not get thrown out of our home. And he found this date, and we went to a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, oh yeah, you can stay there. And so we had a whole extra year in the apartment. We threw some ragers, and then they actually paid us to leave. I think they gave us like $12,000 to get the fuck out finally.
That's awesome.
Because we were trying to renew. We're like, nope, we're just going to stay here like little city rats.
Well played.
Yeah, read your contracts.
Yeah.
I guess. That's
for real.
The story.
Do you want to get to Buds of the Week? Do we have to keep this thing a little bit right?
I think we do, because we had such a cool loosey-goosey hang with Meredith.
Yeah. Really good talk. I feel really good right now.
Yeah, she's a good person.
Right.
You know, that she radiates that good energy. It's real nice. I feel cool and good.
Well, my Bud of the Week this week, if you don't mind me going first.
Please.
Is that okay?
Yeah. You weren't ready at all.
Well, it's because Gabrus is texting me.
Oh, Gabrus, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Shut up, Gabrus.
Yeah. Hey, you're about to be on the pod, but if you listen to this one, shut the fuck up,
Gabrus. Jesus Christ.
Oh, because you're on a true TV.
Yeah.
I know. I love how he's
podcasts and you're fucking famous. Shut up.
He's so charming that he just sneaks into other guests' podcasts.
Oh yeah,
he's that good.
Yeah, he's that good. Look, he's in Meredith's podcast now. Just as she was leaving, she was like, "I love Gabrus." Now here we are talking about Gabrus in our intro to Meredith. Damn it.
So my Bud of the Week this week, I got to tour with him through Colorado. Strange Humorist is his Instagram, @Strange Humorist. His name is Jordan. He's a really interesting artist, a really great comedian. And I just want to shout out his show because he's bringing it to Los Angeles. He's going to start trying to do it monthly here. And his show is called Low Art Forms. And it's a really interesting concept that in Colorado, I think it was in Colorado, it ended up being this massive monthly show in an art gallery. And what they do is they go find thrift store art, and then they have comedians write jokes and like roast the art and then do sets. And then the art is auctioned off, some of it for charity, some of it not. But like, check out all of the art that they find at thrift stores.
Oh, this is very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. Terrible.
So check out @Strange
art.
Humorist, and that'll link you to his show. He's going to be doing it monthly here in LA. And just a really great comic and a good artist himself. He takes a lot of tiny magazine clippings and puts them all together in these collages that become these like weird, beautiful Adult Swim, like, mind fucks. He's really talented.
I'm excited to follow Strange Humorist. This is fucking, man, it's crazy how many people like to paint their pets, but they have no talent. So it just looks like nightmares.
Yeah. Yo, if you cannot paint, do not paint your pet.
Don't paint your pet. It looks like a demon. My butt of the week is my friend Scarlett, who I spent most of July 4th weekend with bobbing around in her pool. She's a very cool, fun hang, and she's a great filmmaker. She actually wrote a short film called Bipolar and Cheese that I think you can get on Amazon. And her Instagram is Scarletta Perez. And Scarlett's just like, I don't know, working in the industry in Hollywood, making it, and also just being a great person and the best hang. And she makes me laugh really hard. She said something that made me laugh that I'm still thinking about, which was, if you can't tone it, tan it. Which is like her motto that she basically lives by, because she's just perfectly tanned, because she basically just spends all day in her pool when she can. She's like, yeah, if you can't tone it, tan it. And I was like, I'm going to use that.
That's amazing.
So thanks, Scarlett, for just being an awesome hang and for having me over to your beautiful home.
And with RVIB, I think we opened with me apologizing for my time at Scarlett. So that's a perfect tie-in to Meredith, our guest this week.
Our fabulous guest, Meredith Casey, the funniest, coolest, loveliest, best joke writer. Fucking awesome human. I'm so glad that I met her through you.
Yeah, I really like this interview in particular because I feel like we went and took a trip with her.
Yes.
And I'm excited for when we all take another type of trip together in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am too. It was a really fun hang. So
before we get to it, leave a review.
yes.
Click 5 stars, whether it's on Spotify, Apple iTunes, wherever it is. If you want to bump us up in the algorithm, please do by leaving a review or leaving a 5-star click.
It's a big help. And thank you to all of you who have written us emails. It's always really lovely to get messages in our inbox, hearing what you want to hear from us, who you want us to cover, who you want us to talk to, cool stories that you're experiencing around the country as, you know, more and more states figure out legalization and other states have yet to come online. Like, we just love hearing from y'all about that stuff.
And lastly, if you can trick your elected officials into legalizing weed, go for it.
Yeah, go
Sounds
for it.
pretty fucking easy.
Good job, Minnesota.
So without further ado, here's our interview with
Meredith Casey.
Buffalo Slots.
Buffalo Slots is a perfect name for a strip club.
My kind of ladies too.
Buffalo Slots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can picture them.
Just some
That's
real
the one out near the airport.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the strip club out near the airport.
It's
Yeah.
like in the Marriott.
Yeah, and all the strippers are built like refrigerators. Just like, you know,
They can take a punch. like,
yeah,
you know, like they-
with the little legs and then big up top.
Oh, yeah.
Buffalo Slots.
That's awesome.
that rocks.
Yeah, it does. What up, Meredith?
What's up? How's
We're,
it
we're
going?
doing it.
We're doing it.
I'm so excited to be here. I love you guys. Do I need to keep coming up?
I was just gonna say you can move the microphone
Okay.
towards you.
Okay, how's this?
I'm
no.
learning. I'm learning about codependency.
And we're back.
So we were just talking about how you ruin everything you touch.
Honestly, that's not untrue.
That's how I feel about myself. I just came from a super crazy therapy session with Peter, and so I'm
Yeah.
feeling a little frazzled right now. So
Yeah?
that's why I'm also being aggressive towards everyone around me.
Is that how you feel after therapy?
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel I get
really?
like angry and I get frazzled sometimes,
Oh,
and
really?
I didn't get to go on my long walk afterwards.
Hmm.
And so sorry that I'm yelling at you.
Did you have a breakthrough?
Recently?
No,
Yes.
I feel like usually when I have breakthroughs at therapy, then I get a little
Frazzled.
frazzled. But
Mhm.
usually after therapy, I feel good.
Yeah.
I did recently have a breakthrough, and so it's still fresh in my existence.
You
It's
know-
metabolizing as we speak.
It is actually, yeah. All the
Yeah,
little
you're
stardust
digesting it.
particles are coming back together to make a new, better me.
Do you know
Nice.
what therapists should do? They should have before and after pictures of like, you know how like dentists will be like, hire me. Here's a fucked up smile. Here's a good smile.
Mhm.
They should do that, but for therapy.
Oh, yeah.
But then you'd look like shit. Your after would look
Yeah.
so bad.
Just sunken eyes, just real haggard. Yeah, totally.
So unhappy,
I am
angry.
fixing myself. Yeah.
I think my therapist could make bank with a before and after. When she got her hands on me,
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm not a wreck right now, but like I was a worse wreck.
Oh God, I was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
you look great. So
I was gonna say.
obviously
Thank
you're
you.
doing
Charlotte Tilbury Foundation.
nice.
Her name's Charlotte.
No.
Your therapist is Charlotte Tilbury? Or is that a makeup
Her
brand?
name I don't her name is Susanna.
Mhm. Oh, we'll bleep it out.
Bleep it. She rocks. She's the best. I love her.
Nice.
How long have you been hanging out with her?
About 5 years we've been hanging out.
Cool. Nice. My first therapist I had, I should have just said no right away because I'd never gone to therapy before, and she was 2 months pregnant.
Oh.
And she was like, so in 6 to 7 months, I will be leaving. And I was like, cool, because I'm kind of here to talk about abandonment issues. So, like, how
It's
wonderful that I'm going to build this bridge with you, and then you're going to foist me onto somebody else. And I should have
Yeah.
just from jump been like, okay, well, then not with you. What are you doing?
But you stayed with her?
I did.
And was it bad when she had to leave?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go back for another year
Mhm.
after that because I was like, oh, I guess everyone leaves you because they have their own shit to do and focus on. So go fuck these people.
Have you ever ran into a therapist out in public?
Ooh, that sounds awful.
That sounds terrible.
So they have to ignore you.
Really?
So I ran into my therapist a few times out in public. And I remember, I also have very bad abandonment issues. So I remember we were in a Los Feliz bakery. And I was like, Susanna! Hey, Susanna, it's me! And she just looked at me, she's like,
Mm-mm.
Wow.
and then I remember being like hurt, like she just ignored me. And then I talked to her about it the next session. I go, hey, like you straight up ignored me. Did you see me? And she's like, I saw you.
Oh, we all saw you.
It's like, you just ignore me. She's like, you bring up a good thing, therapist, it's dangerous for us to, acknowledge or talk to our patients outside, because then we could reveal you. If somebody knows I'm a therapist and knows, that somebody might know that I'm your therapist. And I was like, I don't care if anybody knows. Tell everybody. I love you. I love you, Susanna.
They got that in common with weed dealers.
Yeah,
You know,
I want
back
the
in the
whole
day.
world to know.
Yeah. You wouldn't be like, hey, what's up? What's up?
You still got that Molly, dude?
Yeah.
Molly. You're like
Yeah.
mouthing Molly.
Molly. That shit
Yeah.
was great.
You still got that validation, baby? Yeah. But she was like, yeah, we can't. Which I believe to be true. Like, I'm sure I love her. She's great. She wouldn't lie about that. But there's a part of me that thinks like, oh, she just doesn't want to have to do work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like, imagine if like I was crazy and I was like, Susanna, oh, thank God I saw you. Not crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. But imagine if I was in dire straits and I was like, this awful thing happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God you're at the mall. Like, we like go into, I think it's
You're following her from store to store.
Oh my God.
What are the chances? You're in Joshua Tree too?
Yeah, totally. That is like how if somebody reveals they're a doctor and somebody's like, oh, well, perfect time to talk about my shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're at a barbecue. Or like yesterday,
Exactly.
when you say to people, do you say you're a comedian to people?
I try not to.
Because of them then wanting to be entertained?
Oh, that
Yes.
was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that happen to
Did that
Mike
happen to
yesterday
you?
at a barbecue. And this guy just started telling terrible one-liners.
And I was blackout drunk by this point. Dry June is over, folks.
So that is a great example. Like, now I understand the therapy thing, because when I'm like in a Uber or something, I never tell anybody that I'm a therapist. So did he ask you that I'm a therapist? Did he ask you to do some jokes?
No, he wanted Mike to laugh at his jokes.
And
And validate him.
here's what I found out from Mary Jane that I said after each of his jokes, because I don't remember any of this. I said,
I'm so much funnier than any of that. And then I was like, we should probably go.
I love that. It's true.
it is true.
It
and
is
also that's
true.
what you get.
Thank you.
Right.
But also time to go.
It's also time to go.
Yeah.
Time to leave.
Sorry, Scarlett.
Yeah.
And your friends. But I felt at the time I can still I don't remember this yesterday, but I can feel myself being protective over the art of comedy and
Yeah.
what people think is okay to say to me as a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, one, because I was drunk and it had been a while since I drank. But I was like, I think I have to defend comedy against this idiot.
Yeah.
I have to defend my
Mhm.
art form and
Mhm.
what he thinks this art form is.
Mhm.
You dummy, I'm funnier than that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it was coming from, was like
Yeah.
a defending the thing I love the most.
Also, it's like, so I did a great show. I think you should do it. It's like a comedy. It's like a pole dancing show with stand up.
Mm.
But I was thinking about, I think what might have bothered you about that guy was that he thinks he can do it. And same with pole dancing, where you think you can do it until you get on the pole and you're like, oh, this is hard. Like, you know, like it takes a lot of effort to pole dance.
Yeah.
So my problem is like assholes like that, where it's like, oh, I got this really great joke. You can use it if you want to. It's like,
I'm good.
Yeah.
And that is the equivalent to them holding onto the pole and making that squeaking sound as they slide all the way down it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It's
Just
like,
lying
oh, no,
on the
this is
ground.
hard. Yeah, it is entertaining. But like there's a lot of work and talent and strength that goes into
100%.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is I should get blackout drunk more often
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yell at people.
And yell at people
Teach lessons
that
to
you're
these
funnier.
fuckers.
That I'm funnier.
Just
That's a
up
cool
and down
thing.
Sunset.
Yeah.
I'm funnier than all you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you enjoying comedy right now? Are
I
you
am.
having fun?
I am.
Cool. Why?
I feel like before I was always really rigid with comedy, with stand-up, with stage presence, and I feel like I've been finding a little bit more freedom on stage and a little bit more joy in talking to people. And that's been fun for me.
That's awesome.
To branch out from your well-constructed, solid
I would
comedy.
hide behind that.
Oh.
And now I feel like I'm a little bit like coming out of hiding and a little bit of kind of like more of a relationship where it's like, have you ever had sex with a guy who's clearly using you to masturbate? Like that's all you are.
Wow.
That's how I felt with the audience, where I'm like, oh, I'm just masturbating. But now I'm like, I want to have sex with the audience.
Yeah.
And I want us both to enjoy it. And I'm having so much more joy being like curious about them. But also, you know, you have to tell jokes and shit like that. But I don't know.
gotta get
I'm
off,
finding
too.
a little bit more freedom in it.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you, you have a joke that I'm sure that almost any woman who's ever had a child, when they see you perform it, repeats it because it's so perfect.
Oh, which one is it?
About I can't tell you your joke. It's the one about the bikini wax.
A haircut.
Oh,
Will
blow
you-
your brains out?
Yeah, will you tell it?
Sure. It's oh shit. I really want to have another kid. But I hated being pregnant because I just got so much unwanted advice. Like literally I'd be walking down the street and a little old lady would pop out of a bush and just be like, all mammals eat the placenta. And this one lady, I'll never forget this. She walked right up to me and she put her hand on my belly and she just goes, be sure to shave your pubic hair before you give birth so the doctor can see what he's doing. And I was like, I'm not going to shave my pubes before I give birth. That's like getting a haircut before I blow my brains out. There's truly no point to it. He left.
It's so good.
It's so fucked up and so
Yeah,
funny.
thank you.
And so good. And I just have never forgotten it.
Thank you. It's a real.
Every time a friend of mine has a baby, I'm like, I think about you and your joke.
I remember it was so funny because when she told me not to shave my pubes, so I'm like, dude, what do you think goes on down there?
Yeah.
Like you think a little tuft of hair is gonna
So he can see?
block? He just gets down there. And he's like pubes. It's like your doctor was around in the 80s, most likely. Like you know what I mean? Or like the 70s. Like we're used to pubes.
Yeah. Also, there aren't pubes like inside your vagina.
I did want to be like, have you ever seen your own vagina?
Yeah.
lady?
Do you know what a vagina
Have
looks
you ever
like?
taken a mirror to that thing?
Yeah. It's not like the inside is like fur lined.
Or there's
Yeah.
like multiple holes and like paths and
Yeah.
avenues, right?
Yeah.
It's not all that confusing.
It's not an alien. It's a pussy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about comedy these days?
Oh, well, my comedy has gotten 10 times better since taking 2 years off.
Good.
Because of the pandemic. I am more vulnerable, honest. I'm making better connections with the audience.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for bullshit, but
Yeah.
I'm also sillier than I've ever been.
Nice.
With my lack of suffering any fools. So I'm having a
That's
lot more
lovely.
fun.
That's lovely. I love that silly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like your relationship with your sex relationship with the audience
Mm-hmm.
is that you're really good at the foreplay part. You make them all warm. You juice them up real good.
Yeah, they get all wet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's every seat they slip off.
You're slip and slide.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Just sitting in puddles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's the stinkiest shows. I mean,
Yeah.
his shows, it's just reeks of pussy when
Just
you walk in.
wet
Just
pussy.
wet pussy.
What does a Mike Glazer show smell like?
Can we timestamp that?
Ride 'em
shit,
hard. I love the audience. Both of you guys are so lovable. And I know you don't do stand-up, but your stand-up is so, the crowd loves you right away because you have so much to love and people just want to love you. You have that thing that you can't teach.
When I had my beard, it actually hurt my comedy.
Oh, really?
Because I think that I looked like a very specific type of dude on stage, and so I had to work quickly to show what my persona actually is, because come in wearing a big fucking dumb beard and a sweatshirt and they're like, oh, this guy's gonna talk about Trump and how women are dumb and he's awesome and all of that. And so I immediately had to do like some like things that I really enjoy, which is like being affable and being nice. But without a beard, I feel like off jump people are like, oh, he seems like he's a nice guy, and then I try to be a nice person on stage and it works out a lot easier.
So nice.
Yeah,
thanks for saying we're lovable.
You guys are so, you guys like
the
have,
nicest.
you exude it, dude.
Whoa.
It's all nice.
When you walk on stage, like are you constantly asking yourself in comedy, like, who am I, what do I want to give off up there constantly, right?
Well, you know what, every time before I go on stage I'm constantly like, I can't do this, I don't think I can do this. I can't do this. And then I get on stage and I do it and I'm like, I did it.
Yep.
Thank God. And then it's so fun. And then it's so like, I think there's a part of like that thought that artists need sometimes where it's like, I don't know if I can do this. And then you do it and you're just like, oh, okay, I can do it.
I remember learning that Judi Dench suffers horrible stage fright.
Oh, yeah. Same.
And I was like, yeah, you know, when I was acting, there was always that moment of terror right before you go on stage, and then you just like have a sip of water, you take that breath, you get on there, and then you feel like
breathing.
Yeah. I did do stand-up for the first time this year. Mike gave me a spot on the 420 show.
Hell yeah.
And so I went to a bunch of open mics and like I wrote some stuff and I got up in front of, I don't know, it was a big crowd. I mean,
how'd you do? How'd you feel?
I felt great because I love being on, like I was, you know, when I was acting, that was like my church. I was like, this is where I'm happiest. This is where I feel most content and like I'm in the right place. And so stepping on stage again, doing comedy, I felt like I was in the right place, but that I was very out of my element. Because, you know, I don't have my brain doesn't work the way your brains work, you know?
Well, my brain doesn't work like his and vice versa. Your brain is also different. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
And there's no right way to write a joke.
Yeah.
And there's no right way to be funny.
I just don't know anything about structure. I'm just a storyteller. Like I tell silly stories about
like
dumb things. I should check out
the Moth has an open mic.
The Story Slams. Yeah.
It's at that bar in Silver Lake.
Yeah, I should check it out. Because also, I think the other thing is that I like so much of my stuff is about just like stuff that I haven't worked through yet. And I think what I'm really learning, talking to comedians about, is like you can't address something that's difficult through your comedy unless you've really worked through it. You can't get up and talk about
so true
problems unless you have dealt with said problem.
And I have learned that the hard way.
Right? You have?
Oh my God. I've definitely said stuff on stage where I'm like, I could cry.
Oh God.
And everyone's like,
yeah.
Well, they feel it and they're like, is this bitch gonna cry?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that? Have you or experienced that? Like, did you get to a place where you had a sort of like an emotional
I got to a place where I felt
moment?
like I could almost cry, but I've never cried on stage. I think if you're there for theater or something where of course it's called for, but on stage, I don't know, is there room for a comic to cry?
No.
Can
I tell you a story?
Yeah, please.
This is based on a bit. It's based on your hand tent bit, though.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
So I won't do your bit, but it's based on hand tenting, men who hand tent.
Yeah.
And
what's hand?
This is the joke was Daily Show. What's his fucking name?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
That's who I was gonna. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was doing a thing where he was talking very seriously about something, and we knew that he was talking seriously because he had a tented hand.
That's hilarious.
And so then Mike and I worked it out. It was on the podcast one day. We were like, okay, so flat hand's funny when you're talking about stuff. And then a tented hand means you're serious. And then a double tent means you're really serious. And then like a full like this is like Elon Musk, like dead fucking serious.
You're going to kill someone.
Dead serious, very serious, serious, funny.
That's so
It
funny.
was fun to work out with Mike.
It was awesome.
The
Yeah.
hand ten's hilarious.
Yeah, serious. You're like, yeah, see anyone with this
That's
this
a brilliant
happening?
bit.
It was from the pod, and then I was like, I think if I'm gonna like get up on stage, I should
And what
like
about
work
the
it out.
mood? Like, I do feel like there's a little bit of like,
Totally. Like it's fun to get really physical with it. I think that's where I would have more fun, is if I could do like
that could be a funny character.
act outs. Yeah.
Is if you did
Character work.
the person who talks with hand tens,
Mhm.
the hand ten character. You know, like on
is
TikTok
a
or
really good
something.
one,
You
yeah.
know, just kind of like doing something kind of like all the different levels of seriousness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But saying very absurd things,
Yeah.
possibly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the different layers.
But also a lot of it is like, I feel
Yes.
how I feel
Yes.
right now is
Yeah.
that you were disrespecting me.
Even the way your
Exactly.
lips pursed
Yeah.
as they came up.
And I have a problem with that. And you just kind of go, because. Sorry, and you stroke. Did I play?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That's very fun.
Yeah.
That's a
I love
hot
it.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all of these different little
Just
places
wanted-
you
yeah.
could go with it. It was a good time. It was a good time
Yeah.
learning how to like
yeah, hand 10, hand camp out.
try
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh my God. Great
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are you doing new material right now?
I am doing some new material.
Exciting.
Yeah. I wrote this bit recently and it's about faces. About how faces are a lie. Like how everybody's face is just evolved. Like we're all just worms and we're trying to trick somebody into feeding us. And the person with attractive faces are just good at being fed. Like it's all just a trick. Like the face is like a flower, you know,
Mhm.
like it's all like the butthole's the truth teller. Like the butt, like smell, you know, like
Yeah.
smell's the real thing. But a face is a trick. It's a mirage.
Uh-huh.
It's just trying to catch somebody.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like, it's not funny yet, but it's kind of real quickly. It's like it moves into like flowers do that. There's an orchid called the Bee Orchid, and this orchid looks like a female bee, and it looks exactly like a female bee. So that so they attract virgin male bees, so that a male bee will just come and like like think that it's fucking a real bee, and will just kind of like. Which I think is so funny to think about this male bee just like, oh, fuck, I'm going to buzz. You know what I mean? Where should I buzz? And the flower's just like, give it to me, daddy. Yeah. Ooh, this is the best sex I've ever had. The guy's like, oh, fuck. Oh.
That's wild.
And then the like kind of like map it to like the bee being like, oh, fuck, the queen's going to find out. She's going to smell it on me. You're not a flower, are you?
Yeah. Oh, on the neck, on the collar.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of
Oh,
pollen
fuck.
on the collar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And it's not even like his kids he's spreading around, you know what I mean? It's just like her kids, and the flower just tricked the bee into spreading its kids around
For his pollen, right?
For its pollen.
For all those fat sacks.
for those fat sacks.
Fat sacks of pollen.
So that for some reason is very interesting to me.
I also love the idea that the butthole is the truth teller.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I certainly watch my dog sniff truth.
truth seekers.
He's a
Dogs.
truth seeker. Yeah. And like, have you ever hooked up with someone who smells weird?
Yes, and you know what that means, right?
No, what?
You're genetically you wouldn't make a strong baby. You wouldn't make a healthy
Wow.
baby. So pheromone, like that's why I think dating apps don't work, because you can't smell somebody through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So when you smell somebody and they smell good to you, that means that your baby would be genetically healthy. And if they smell like shit to you, then you'd have a pretty unhealthy baby.
A weird baby.
Yeah, a weird
Whoa.
baby.
We would make weird babies.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Your babies would probably get sick. Yeah.
So any dude who wears like Old Spice or cologne,
It's
or
a
any of
mask.
that
It's a trick.
is a fucking trick.
He's like the Bee
I
Orchid.
fucking hate that. I hate cologne. I hate perfume, because
Mhm.
it's just a way to block your pheromones, which is the thing that matters, is how you smell, how your sweat smells,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
how your butthole smells,
How your butthole smells.
how your
That's the app.
that's the
Yo.
app is Scratch and Sniff app.
Mm-hmm.
Ass app.
Ass app.
And also the perfume's kind of funny because the perfume is based off of female flowers, which is a trick in itself. So it kind of folds on itself, where it's like you're just going to attract bees with that. Like one time I wore a Supergoop sunscreen and it had sunflower oil in it and it smelled like sunflowers, and I put it on my face and bees, I'm not even kidding, bees were attracted to my face, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I realized I smell like a fucking female flower.
Yeah.
And they came all over.
They came all over my face.
But-
They came all over my face.
They're trying to buzz a nut on your face.
They're trying to fucking come on my face.
Goop sunscreen will make bees try to
Just
come on your
getting
face.
humped by-
It's like a free filler, though, if they sting you, you know?
Yeah, just get my lips.
Just,
Ooh.
I'm just gonna
So
put it
just
on
the
my lips.
lips.
This is a good time to say SUMO Snacks, a great cannabis-infused chip.
Yeah, they work.
They work.
They work, yeah.
Go to Sumo, get a free sample. They'll send them to you. Zesty
Zesty.
Ranch.
And they don't attract bees.
And they don't attract
It's important to
bees.
say they will not attract bees.
They're
That's
bee
right.
repellers, actually.
Yeah.
If you eat sumo, you will
Yeah.
not have bees sting you.
A
Yes.
bee will never sting you
Bee
if you
repellent.
eat Sumo Snacks.
That's right.
Go to sumosnacks.com, type in the code word bee,
And see what happens.
and see what happens.
We don't know.
This is fun. Life's fun. you
Yeah.
know?
Fun.
It's just all a game. It's all a
Type
game.
in the words become for 38% off.
Speaking of fun life and life's fun,
Mhm.
I've been getting into DMT.
Okay.
Have you ever smoked DMT?
I have never smoked DMT, and I think it's because I'm a little nervous to do it. So I'd love to hear you talk about it.
I feel like you both would really love it.
I love psychedelics.
Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it. So it has okay, I've just kind of been getting into it. So
Okay.
I'm a real novice
Yep.
and I don't know that much about it.
Were you introduced to it in like pen form, or where? How did
Pen
you?
form.
Okay.
So I got it in oil. I'm really looking for powder. I
Mhm.
don't know if anybody has a
A
connect.
DMT powder hookup.
DMT powder hookup. DM me B. Just DM me the words B. I don't know what you're talking about.
Slide in those DMs and just dump become.
But I really enjoy it. So I have it in the oil form,
Mhm.
and with the oil form, I found that I have to take more hits than I thought. I think with powder, you take like 3 hits and you blast off, which is what they call. You smoke it and you kind of. The only bad part about smoking DMT is that you can't smoke too much. You can only smoke too little.
Huh.
So if you smoke too little, you won't break through, which is going through into this kind of different dimension. They call it the spirit molecule, like a different world.
Right.
So you can smoke too little and kind of be stuck in this space.
Mm-hmm.
So powder, I think you have to smoke like 3 to 4 hits. And then this oil, I found I have to smoke like 7 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
like pretty large hits. And it's a pretty rough oil. Like
Doesn't feel good.
it doesn't feel good. It kind of hurts a little bit. Like I feel like if you have leather lungs, like if you smoke like opium or something, like you could really. But with my lungs, I can't. You got to really take a large hit, hold it. But I've been really enjoying it, and the first couple times I wasn't able to break through, but recently I have, and it was fucking beautiful. And I think that's part of what's given me a little bit more playfulness in my life, and a little bit more of like, oh fuck it, nothing really matters in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I broke through and I was greeted by these celestial female spirits. And you see a bunch of geometric forms and eyes and like all this beauty. And I was greeted by a bunch of women that were kind of like, come, we have so much to show you. And they had like, it's this world where they show you incredible, unbelievable things, glowing lights. You can see aliens, you can see spirits. You're taken into different dimensions, and your little gnomes, will jump inside of you. And you're just in this strange place. But at the same time as you're seeing all this beauty, you're being told so much. Like, I have a problem loving myself. I really don't love myself. And when I was talking to these women, or, they don't talk to you, but they send you messages, it was kind of like, you have to love yourself. You have to love you like we see you, like we love you. And there was a woman who was putting balls of light inside of me and taking out balls of darkness.
Wow.
And putting balls of light inside of me. And it was the most incredible experience I've ever had. And then the most notable thing for me was when I was coming down off of it, because it only lasts 7 minutes.
Right.
It only lasts like 7 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the working mom's drug. I blast off When I put him in a bed, I blast off, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not here. My body's here, you know?
Mhm.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He's in deep sleep.
7 minutes.
But the most incredible thing for me was when I was coming down, I remember seeing my son's body, and I was kind of floating around him,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw him looking up at something. And then I was put inside of my son, and then I could see through my son's eyes, and he was looking up at me, and he was smiling, and I could feel how much love he has for me
Whoa.
because I was inside of him, and I could see how much love I have for him. So I could feel my own love and feel this love, this unconditional love from both sides, and I could feel that force. And the whole journey of my DMT was, please love yourself. You're safe. We love you here. We love you so much.
Mm.
We love you. Love yourself. And then from that, the message I got from that was like, oh, I need to see myself the way my son sees me. And I need to love myself the way my son loves me. And it was fucking mind-blowing.
That'll change your life.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It was awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I feel like crazy talking about DMT, so I speed through it because I feel like it's kind of nutty.
You know, it's so beautiful. We talked to Jim Belushi about his experience of doing ayahuasca, and he had, which is the DMT is the molecule in ayahuasca, and he had a similar story of the first time he did ayahuasca and feeling that love and acceptance.
Yeah.
And and I mean, I think that's the commonality is the beings that you see.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing to hear different stories from different people about the same world.
Yes.
It's
That's what
wild.
blows my mind about it.
It blows my mind.
Because a lot of people talk about seeing similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost feels like, and I don't know much about this. All I know, I listened to Terrence McKenna about it, which I really
The machine
love.
elves, right?
Yeah, the machine elves.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people report, seeing similar things. But what's interesting to me is it's a world that I think Terrence McKenna says it doesn't require belief or trust because it's there. It's not like religion or God. You don't have to, trust that it's there or believe, have this hopeful, I hope heaven's real.
Mm-hmm.
You can smoke it and visit this world. And it doesn't affect your brain or body like mushrooms.
Right.
Are you and maybe it doesn't matter, but are you going somewhere, or are these things that are inside of you that are being unlocked for you to see? And because we're all basically the same, that's why we're all seeing the same things, is because it's inside of us? Or are you literally transporting to a different place?
I don't know, but it feels like a transport.
Okay.
Because you kind of, when you're blasting off, when you're getting there, you kind of blast through all these colors, and then it feels like you bust through a membrane and you hear a crackle. And it does feel like you're breaking into a new world.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea if I'm going there or if they're coming to me, but I think that was a really good point, is because, DMT's in plants and it's in us right now. And I think that must be why it's kind of similar, because we're all
pretty much the same.
Commonality, yeah.
Yeah. When you do it, are you my biggest thing with taking a lot of mushrooms is having to continually tell myself, oh, you're tripping balls.
Right.
Hey man,
Yeah.
you're high.
Yeah.
I remember I just did it in Palm Springs, and I was as soon as my thoughts started going to a place that was not okay with me,
Mm-hmm.
I just put myself to bed because I knew that I was tripping and I
Mhm.
didn't like where I was anymore, and I was
Yes.
time to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
And so it's that push and pull of accepting it and rolling with it.
Yes.
But when you talk about blasting off,
Mhm.
does your ego just get so stripped away that there's no turning back?
They call it the ego death drug.
Okay.
When I first started doing it, my ego got in the way, and I was told that by a lot of beings, where they had told me that you need to let go of your fear. You're never going to get to this world if you keep fearing it, and you need to stop being. I got the message of don't fear, don't fear, and I think fear is like ego.
Yeah, it's protective.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm so scared of entering this world. I need my ego to control it. And that to me was a huge struggle with DMT and my stand-up, was fear of control.
Mm-hmm.
And once you drop, it's hard to do. It's hard to drop your ego and hard to enter the world because it's scary.
Yeah.
But the trick is smoke so much that your ego can't come along.
That's what's up.
That's what, because if you don't smoke enough, that's why they say the only thing with DMT is you can smoke too little. You can't smoke too much because when you smoke enough, you're gone.
Right. You're putting your ego into a sleeper hold.
Yes, exactly. and
choking it out.
And you're leaving your ego behind.
Uh-huh.
Like wasn't invited on the trip.
Right.
And if you smoke enough, then your body, it's not like one of those drugs where, you can like jump off you're not moving. It's not like you can jump
Right.
off a roof or anything.
It's not like salvia.
Yeah, it's not like salvia.
Which is, yeah.
Stay away from salvia, kids.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
mess with that.
No.
Tried it
salvia.
once, broke into a hot sweat.
Oh.
Never gonna try it again.
I
Yeah.
did it with a friend once, and he went, like, he had that whole experience where he didn't know where he was or who I was, or and it was just a really bad, not cool.
He tried to open a window, right?
Yeah, he went for the window, and then he went for the door, and it was like,
Oh my
no.
goodness.
And then when he came back, he was like, I never, ever want to experience that
That's
again.
unsafe.
It
That's
was
not
not.
DMT. DMT is not like that at all.
Yeah.
It is a place of love and safety and acceptance, and it's so beautiful. And I think that you two would love it,
I would love
That's
it.
awesome.
especially because you guys both, smoke and
Yeah.
do mushrooms and
Yeah, and I think, the thing that I love the most about my experiences with mushrooms, because for a long time I just took them to like go to raves and stuff. And that was always fun to, see the colors and laugh really hard.
yeah.
But then when I started using them more therapeutically to sort of like process some of the sadnesses that I was
Yes.
experiencing in life, and I felt the interconnectedness that mushrooms bring you, where you're like, oh, we are all part of this
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
And the sort of like relief that came with that,
Yeah.
I feel like this experience that you're talking about would provide a different facet of relief for some of the weight that I bear with, just like the things that I'm walking around holding,
It's funny you say that because I was just thinking about this the other day. When I was younger, I did drugs to party, and
Mhm.
now I do drugs to fix my brain
Mm-hmm.
from depression and anxiety and whatever else.
Yeah.
Trauma
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
is now it's more of like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm eating mushrooms to channel my neural pathways.
Yeah.
For
to
real.
feel better about death.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I found really helpful, was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is helping me feel better about loss and death.
Do you know what was interesting is after I did DMT, the next day my landlord knocked on the door and was like, we are a little late on rent. And I was still like, after you trip or something, how you're
Mhm.
kind of like, what? Rent, homes, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Like, what? We're still doing that?
Yeah.
Like,
We're still doing
we're-
taxes?
yeah, what?
That's her
We're all...
bit.
yeah.
When I tried to do taxes on mushrooms, and
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Why are we still doing this?
What are we talking about?
But I wanted to be like to my landlord, it's like, we're all just renting our bodies, man. Do you pay rent to your body, dude? I'm just like,
Oh my
And
god.
she's like, I'm sorry, what are you
What?
talking about?
what are you talking about?
Imagine-
Like, I have to pay rent. It's like, oh, I don't see doctors anymore because I'm not paying that landlord, baby, that building manager. Fuck that.
No, you definitely broke your arm. Nah, man.
No, man.
I'm not falling for that shit.
It's building management. It's just making me think of how infuriating the summer of love must have been to all of the establishment people who were just like, what are you talking about? They're like, fuck you, man. Nothing matters. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, how infuriating.
That's so funny. Just even like, oh, that's so funny.
like, just what?
Yeah. and-
Landlords
entire-
and parents
yeah.
and people who run stores where
Yeah.
I'm not buying this. Money isn't real.
It's just a fucking construct, man. Yeah,
yeah, but you're like stealing.
that's mine. You can't have it.
And by the way, you can keep my shoes. How about that trade? I'll give you my shoes.
I don't want your fucking shoes. Give me money. Get out. Put a shirt on. Jesus.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah.
It truly
Oh,
is.
Funny.
Which actually, speaking of, one topic I wanted to talk about, Mary Jane and I, have a mutual friend named Baldev, who I don't know if you've met Baldev
I
before,
don't think so.
but he is deep into Phish.
Oh.
And I was on Molly with him once, and we were in that like peak connective moment on Molly, where he was explaining Phish to me, and I deeply understood it without ever actually having been to a show yet.
Beautiful.
And you get down with that as well, correct?
Yes, this is a Phish
Is that
Golgi
Phish?
That's a Phish
apparatus.
shirt.
That's a Phish, one of my favorite Phish songs. Yeah, Phish is. I've seen, I believe, over 100 Phish shows.
What? That's like a
Yeah.
half a year of shows.
It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is it because of the whippets that you can do in the parking lot?
yeah, that's why I never go in.
Yeah, cool.
Just tailgating. Some of the best times.
But yeah, Phish is it's just my favorite band. I love Phish so much.
Is it
what can I
just Phish or is it the noodle in general? Do you love the noodle?
I
Like-
love jam bands, but
Yeah.
Phish especially.
Okay.
Phish is very special to me. They're very they're just musically just so fucking talented. Their lyrics are really funny and goofy and silly. The camaraderie of the fans, you know, like we're all just so tight knit, and the fans are so like the people of Phish, the fans of Phish are so fun. I've met most of my friends on Phish tour.
Are drugs important to it?
Yes, I think that they are, but at the same time, I've seen plenty of shows sober, and to be honest, those are my favorite shows.
That I
sober
would never have
shows.
guessed. That is a
Yes.
surprise.
I think it's fun to like trip on and see Phish, or I've definitely done a ton of drugs seeing Phish, but the ones that I can get into more and I remember the most are the ones where I'm sober. Because sometimes anxieties creep up with me when I'll do LSD in public. I kind of like to be alone when I trip. So sometimes when I do it at a big giant Phish show filled with hundreds, thousands of people, I'll be able to tune into the music and then kind of tune out and tune in and tune out, and kind of I have too many minds. But sometimes when I'm sober, I can really just focus more on the music in a way where I don't feel self-conscious.
Mm-hmm.
And you still enjoy it.
I enjoy it no matter what. Yeah.
Fucking cool.
It's the best band in America, in the world. It's the best. Phish is the best band in the world.
Okay, right on. It's hard for me to argue because I've never experienced it.
We gotta go to a show.
I feel like I have to go to a show. I had one experience. I've never liked jam bands. Like the noodle kind of always made me crazy.
They're more than a noodle.
Yeah.
They're rock and roll.
Okay. I need to go because I did have one moment where I lived with Deadheads for a while.
Uh-huh.
And one day they were all like doing nitrous in the living room or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had the Grateful Dead on, and I was perfectly stoned. And I remember like the way the sun was slanting in through the window.
Beautiful.
And like it caught me like
Yeah.
what that moment where I felt and heard the music. I think like they do, like people who really love that kind of music. And I was like, oh, I kind of get it. It was just a brief glimpse, but I feel like if I went to a Phish show
Yeah.
with you and I knew how to listen to
Yeah.
it, maybe I would get into it.
It is so fun. It's just a party, and the dancing feels good. I mean,
Mhm.
like speaking of like trauma and like all that stuff, like dancing is so good for depression and trauma,
Mhm.
and just kind of shaking it out and just like,
Really?
yeah, you know when like a gazelle is being chased by a lion? I don't know if you've ever watched footage of that,
Mm-hmm.
but like if the gazelle outruns the lion, it'll do this thing where it shakes its whole body because of all the trauma. Because if you let things sit, it actually can atrophy your muscle if you let trauma sit.
Mhm.
So dancing, like there's something about dancing to Phish where it feels so good. It's so fun. The music is so good. It's a party. It tickles every part of you, and you can't help but smile. And it's like, I feel so good after a Phish show.
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
So happy.
A soul tickler.
Do you know Goose? Have you heard
I
of
like Goose. I'm
You
going
do
to
like
see them in
Goose.
August. Are you going to see them at the Greek?
I didn't know that they were attending the Greek.
I have an extra ticket.
Goose is being touted right now as the next Phish,
Oh,
potentially.
Okay.
I just learned from Baldev. Shout out Baldev again. But Goose, I heard a song driving with him, and I was like, "What is this?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"This is Goose, dude. You got to get into Goose."
Yeah,
Gotta get
Trey
into
just sat in
Goose.
with them.
Really?
Yeah, Trey Anastasia, the lead guitarist of Phish, just sat in with Goose.
And
Nice.
you're gonna go? All right.
Yeah,
At the
I have
Greek.
an extra ticket. We should buy another one so that we can all go together.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
That sounds fucking cool.
and I'd love to take you guys to Phish next time they're in town.
Okay.
Maybe in
Okay,
the
so the
fall.
I'm in.
checklist from this episode is we're all gonna do DMT.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go to Goose and Fish.
We're
Yeah.
gonna dance.
We're gonna dance
Yeah,
Yep.
and not be tricked by
I'm gonna
bee
sniff
flowers
buttholes.
and
yeah,
sniff buttholes.
Sniff more
Everyone's-
butts. Definitely sniff more butts.
I like this.
That's so.
That's a
fucking
good
great.
checklist.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's so nice. I don't know. Do we need to do plugs and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I like hanging out. We haven't seen you in a long time.
This is so nice.
What are we plugging?
What are I
What are you? Yeah.
Oh,
What are you excited
I thought
about?
we were plugging the stuff.
Oh,
No. What you're
What
the
am I
plug.
plugging?
Yeah.
I have a couple shows coming up. You can find it on my Instagram at MurderDeathCasey.
MurderDeathCasey.
Meredith Casey Anthony.
It's so, for anyone who's listening who's like, I wonder what her deal is. I think we really summed it up right there.
Yeah.
It's DMT, it's Phish. Yeah, it's MurderDeathCasey.
Dark and twisted sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see your new stuff on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for that.
I'm excited about it. I'm working on I can't wait to see your new stuff too. I haven't seen you perform comedy since the JFL thing.
Yeah, and that was bad. I was not ready. It was not
It
fun.
did not go good for I didn't feel great. I don't think it was a really good show.
It was an awful show.
Yeah.
For anyone listening who doesn't know what JFL is, it's Just for Laughs. And I worked really hard on my audition.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there. I did a bad job. I was in front of people who did not want to be there. And overall, it felt bad. And that was my only experience so far. And I would like to go back because I'm a better comedian now. I'm more ready for it. I wasn't ready.
I think I'm more
at
ready
the
for it
time,
now too.
You know, I think to be fair to them and myself, I just wasn't ready. And it is what it is, you know? But you got a call back.
I did.
So what are we talking about?
But I didn't get it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But that callback feels real good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely felt good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to get JFL, but it's also not even something I'm pining for or aiming for. Like my aim is like, I want to get really good. And that's it.
Well, and it also doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we can talk for a minute about this.
Sure.
Like Comedy Central, Netflix, Just for Laughs, late night sets, all of these things can be validating. They can be a great credit to get a club to fuck with you. But at the end of the day, if you just drop really great reels and TikToks and you're fucking funny, then it doesn't matter. And then they end up like bringing you to perform at JFL and you just skip the line of auditions. Like I have so many friends who are doing shows at JFL this year who didn't get new faces. They didn't get any of that. They're just great at comedy now. So they're getting to do comedy.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect and love for JFL and I love to do it, but I also don't need it.
Yeah.
Like I'm also like, if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, because I'm tired of chasing it. For years I've been chasing it. For like 5 years.
Because it's everything.
Because I've been chasing it. And then I'm like, why fuck with people who don't fuck with you?
That's real talk. I just unfollowed a bunch of people on Instagram for that very reason.
Yeah, fuck
That's
with the
real.
people who fuck with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah. I just had a moment where I had reposted something and then Mike was like, they don't follow you, right? And I was like, what? And I went and looked and they'd unfollowed me and I was like, oh, no.
What?
No. We're not doing this. We're not gonna do
Silly,
this.
silly, that stuff.
It felt like super junior high, but I was just like, what? Anyway, totally. Yeah. I'm not, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to put my energy there.
Dude, I don't even fucking look at people's shit on Instagram anymore. Like I you know what I mean? I'm just like, that app makes me feel like shit every time I open it.
Yeah.
So don't follow her there.
I go on. Actually, you know what? Don't. I'm deleting it.
It's just a means to an end.
You know what? I go on and I post something about shows or my kid, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I stay on there and scroll, what the fuck?
It's just a waste of it feels like a waste of time. Yeah. For me.
So don't follow us at Weed
don't
and Grub.
follow us at Weed and Grub.
Don't email us at wg@weedandgrub.com.
Don't watch our reels.
Don't leave a review or 5 stars. Thank you, Lizzie Bones, for recently leaving one.
Yes, everyone. Don't leave reviews. Definitely don't.
And
do
don't
that.
click 5 stars.
Don't fuck with us.
Your voices, you're like,
Don't listen to this episode. We hate you.
No.
Is
we
this good?
love you.
We
No.
love you. We love you. Please follow us and give us reviews and write to us and give us validation and leave us kisses in the DMs.
Yeah, we love the kisses.
Yeah,
and
I like
DMs.
kisses. And it's been a minute since I got a whisk pic. If anyone wants to send me a
What's
whisk
a whisk pic?
It's a pic of a whisk.
Wait, oh really? Just a whisk? Just a
Yeah,
regular-
for a while there, people were just DMing me whisk pics because they
that's
knew
so
that I thought it was
funny.
funny. And so I was like, I don't want dicks.
Nice. I got a really old school whisk, an old whisk. I'm
Ooh,
gonna send you.
Will you send me a whisk
It's like
pic?
an old metal whisk.
Hot.
Slide in there.
Yeah,
Oh
big
my
fat whisk.
God, dude.
I had one chef sent me a picture of an industrial whisk and it felt so dirty.
Wow.
I was like,
Because it was big,
it was
right?
big and fat. And I was like, oh my God, this
was it
feels
on a
so
steel
sick."
countertop?
Yeah. And it felt like
I'm horny.
salacious. I was
I'm
like,
so wet right now.
this chef wants to fuck shit up.
What are you gonna make with that, Daddy?
What are you gonna make with that big fat
Brownies?
whisk, baby?
Eggs?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some fat, juicy rolls.
Oh.
Dough. Who knows? Yeah. So send me whisk pics.
Send me I don't know.
Yeah, what do you want in your DMs?
I'd like oh, I was about to say DMT powder. Wait, I'd like DMT powder hookups.
Yep.
I'd also like just something nice.
Yeah. Compliments.
A compliment would be nice.
Okay. Send Meredith compliments. You heard it here.
There it is. Perfect. Nice way to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been great.
Hey,
This
thanks
was
for
so
hanging.
fun. I love
Thank
you guys. I
you.
miss you guys. This
Love
was
you.
lovely.
Come back anytime.
I will.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.